On this episode, we're back with our Drink, Eat, Shop, See, and Ride series, and today we're making our picks at EPCOT. Today's June 11th, 2024. This is episode 675 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I am your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey, guys.
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic. You can also catch us on TikTok at MSM Podcast. And if you're not done so already, head out to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join. If you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, you get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. If you did not get the advanced dining reservations that you wanted for Disneyland or Walt Disney World, don't worry, because Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, alerting you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. Visit msmfriends.com to use this free service. Then if you want to receive a free onboard credit when booking your next Disney Cruise Line adventure, head to mainstmagictravel.com and fill out a form for a free quote. We can book travel at Disney, on cruise lines, Universal, or pretty much anywhere else in the world. All right, so before we jump into today's episode, it is time for our weekly poll in the Main Street Magic Facebook community.
Okay.
And the question this week was, do you utilize Genie Plus when visiting Walt Disney World? Now, we had 4 different options that we put in here. And here was our breakdown. So the lowest at 10% was never. These folks never use Genie Plus.
Okay.
Right? At 12% was depends on the park that we are visiting.
Yeah, and it's really good usually at Magic and Hollywood, but usually you don't need it at EPCOT or Animal. But if you do, that's where I'm like, maybe that's when it's time to go.
Yeah, seriously, if you need Genie Plus at those two, it might be too busy. But that's also where you might want to look at your Park Hopper, if you're going to add Park Hopper, or if you're an annual pass holder using it, and go ahead and just purchase the Every Park Genie Plus. Then it's going to be included if you end up at EPCOT or Animal Kingdom anyway. In second place at 34% was depends on the specific trip plans.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, so like for us, we will be using this on June 28th because we are going on opening day of Tiana's.
Oh, yeah.
It is going to be available in Genie Plus and booking a lightning lane there. So that specific trip, those specific plans are going to call for us to use it.
Right.
So that's what we'll do. Here's what I was actually very, very surprised by, and is the reason why it's never going anywhere. And it's the reason that Disney will continue to test the limits of how much they can charge. Because number one, with 44%, so almost half of the people said they use it every single time.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Okay.
Now, what would be interesting, and maybe this will be like a follow-up type of poll we could do, is saying, you know, for those of you that use it every single time, how often do you go? Because my
That's true.
thought is, right, out of these 44%, I bet a large percentage of those folks are going once a year, once a quarter, once every, you know what I mean? They're trying to utilize, they're trying to maximize their time that they're there. So I bet that's a lot while they're using it. You know, a lot for the I wouldn't be surprised if 90% of the 10% that said never are locals, pass holders, folks that go all the time like we do. Right? So that'd be kind of interesting. And maybe that's something we can do in the future, is break it down a little more and go, all right, you use it every time? Who are you? How often do you go? You never use it? Why? Like, why not? So that'd be interesting. But that was our poll for this week. We'll see. I'll go ahead and put out another one because we're recording ahead of time. So there might be a poll on the next episode. It might wait till the following one. We'll try and get in a rhythm where I'd like to get in a rhythm where it's like every Friday's episode includes the poll results. But we had Daniel Miller on last Friday for Journey into Imagination. So that's why we had to delay this one a little bit. But so we are back with our series on drinking, eating, shopping, seeing, riding. And today we're focused on EPCOT.
Yes.
You excited for this one? Actually, this is the one I'm most excited for.
When I have to do them all.
When you have to do homework?
Uh-huh.
But you got it done? You got all your picks
ready? I did.
So here's how we do these. So we were going to pick something to drink. We're going to go through all the parks. We did Magic Kingdom last. We're going to pick something to drink, something to eat that is a snack, something to eat that is quick service, a table service, where we would shop, what show we would see, and then an attraction to ride. Now, we're not allowed to pick the same thing.
Right.
And so we've got...
I feel like this is going to be hard.
Do you think we have a lot of ones that are going to match up?
I just don't feel like there's nothing at Epcot.
You don't feel like there's anything at Epcot?
I mean, like... Yeah.
Well, then I'm even more interested for this episode. So I've got my trusty quarter, and we will flip. So we will flip for each one. Do you want to just be heads every time, and I'll be tails? I think that's what we normally do. All right. So heads, Rhonda will go first. Tails, I would go first. And we have backups so that because we can't pick the same thing, if you select heads and your pick for a drink is my pick, then I've got my backup and I've got to go to that. But we normally discuss our backups and all that stuff anyway. So Are you ready to get into it?
Sure.
All right. We're going to stop with where to drink and what. And doing our first flip is heads. So Rhonda gets to go first. Where are you headed and what are you drinking?
Well, I'm going now to head to Joy of Tea.
Okay.
Which is over in China.
Yeah.
And we actually recently stopped there to get the pork egg rolls. And I don't think I realized that their specialty cocktails pretty much are the ones from, I feel like, possibly all of the festivals.
Yeah, it's like a tour of the festivals in China. Because there's a lot of familiar drinks on there.
Yeah, they have the Dragon Butterfly, which is butterfly, pea flower, gin, vodka, green tea, lemonade, soda water, hibiscus, and a dragon fruit syrups with blueberry popping bobas for $15. And they have the Kung Fu Punch, but that's the drink. The Dragon Butterfly is what I would drink. But they have the Tipsy Duck in Love. Like, just that they might be a little different from the actual like festival drink, because I swear there was one with something with a duck. I know there was Kung Fu Punch.
Yep, there's Kung Fu Punch. There's the Dragon Butterfly.
I knew there's something lychee, something, something all like that. So it's really cool. So now that I saw that, I would go there. And I also like actually boba. There's a place near us so I would like to try the honey hibiscus iced tea that's got some blueberry boba in it and like just different things there.
Yeah, I like that they do this here. And we didn't realize it. We had never shopped at that cart before until we had those egg rolls on our list. And so we stopped and we saw all these beverages. And this is what everybody was lined up for. Were the drinks.
Yes,
here.
It was.
I mean, I barely saw anybody just getting egg rolls like we did and walking away. If they were getting them, it was to go with a drink. And there were lots of groups. Like I remember seeing, 2 to 4 to 6 people in every order. I felt like going to get stuff here. And what I like about this is, for folks that maybe go once a year or they're planning their trip and we sit down and we go, oh man, they've got this drink at the China Pavilion during Flower and Garden.
Right.
And then they go after Flower and Garden. They're like, well, dang it, I kind of wanted that.
Right.
Well, here's your opportunity to get something that's very, very similar. So I think that's a great pick. I am going to Rose and Crown. I no longer drink this. I can make non-alcoholic ones at home now, which are just not the same, but it's a snake bite.
Yeah.
If you partake in alcoholic beverages, I think whether you like beer or cider or not, like you even don't hate this, right?
Oh yeah,
you like them.
Yeah, I've drank them before.
Yeah, so it's a mix of lager and cider.
Yep.
And it's classic at Rose and Crown. I mean, to go in there and whether you stand at the bar, you get it to go, or you go, sit at one of the tables before 4 p.m. when they open the restaurant.
Do you know how much that is?
They are $11.25.
Oh, nice.
So I hate to say it, on the cheaper end for a specialty beverage. What was your backup?
That
was a snake bite was really your backup?
Well, not
Rose
Snag.
and Crown was.
Yeah. And then I said anything from Holly or Charlotte. But actually, I think Allie loves the Leaping Leprechaun for $15.
Yeah.
And I tasted it one time and it was really good. So I think that would probably be something I would get there. I actually, and that's if I didn't say it, that's $15. I actually like more something like a little shot of Jägermeister or...
the Macallan
like
Flight
that
is a fun one to get there.
I mean, no.
If you're gonna not for you,
for Amy.
Yeah, if you're a bourbon drinker, this is good. I think it's like $26.
I was going to say it is good though if you want to try it like Amy did. And,
so I think that's
$26 is pretty cheap.
I hate to say it, it's really cheap for a flight of whiskey. I went for my
Scotch, isn't it?
Scotch. I went for my backup to Spice Road Table at the walk-up bar there.
Oh yeah.
And now they do have an alcoholic.
They have a really good.
They have really good beverages there. They have a hibiscus drink there. Mm-hmm. They have an iced mint tea. Now this normally comes with gin for $15. You can swap out a vodka or a rum or something else if you want, or you can just get. They're mixing it there. This isn't pre-mixed as far as what they're adding for liquor. So I would say even get it non-alcoholic. Just this iced mint tea is refreshing. It's delicious. It is currently feels like 106 outside in Central Florida, 101 here. So this is that refreshing, delicious beverage, whether you get it with alcohol or not.
Yeah.
And
if you do get it with alcohol, make sure you hydrate.
Yes.
Because I picked up Lacey and poor thing, she was at the beach and I was like, did you drink some water today?
Yeah.
So luckily I had some.
Yeah, this is go to the beach at 8 a.m. weather and be done by 9 a.m. or it's going to be way too hot. All right, let's move on to eating, and we're going to get a snack. We're going to give the coin a flip, and it is going to land on tails, so I get to go first. I'm going to go over to, you can either go to Sommerfest or that the cart, or the walk-up area right there outside in Germany and get the pretzel.
Oh, okay.
It's classic. It's amazing. It's a huge Bavarian pretzel for $11.29. And double check all these menus. You'll be able to double check all these menus at mainstreetfoodie.com when that launches. This is why John Self is out there every day doing the hard work and making sure that these menus are updated and the prices are updated. But there's nothing like this pretzel. I think it's the best pretzel on property. I'll take it over Baseline. Oh, wow. Because like you can just eat it. You don't need to dip it in anything.
Oh, because Baseline has okay. I was like,
I mean, even if you get yourself that snake bite or you just get a Schafferhofer there, the grapefruit beer,
that's good.
and get a pretzel. It's a big giant Bavarian pretzel. Yeah. Eat it yourself, share it with friends. I absolutely love this thing. I've not had one in quite some time.
Are you wanting to get
another one? I want to get one, but we've got other stuff to do and other things to try. So we'll see when we can get it. What was your number one pick?
Going to Swirled Showcase and probably anything. But the most recent thing we had was they had peanut butter, vanilla, and strawberry, I think, like a peanut butter jelly sandwich you had. Yeah. But I did the peanut butter and vanilla for $6.50 and it was fantastic. Yeah. And this is where I was like, there's nothing there because I was thinking like, what is there to snack on? Now I would always take the swirled.
Yeah, and that appears to be a fixture now. I mean that is sticking around. They brought it back for Flower and Garden. They had it that was introduced at Festival of the Arts, Flower and Garden. I'm sure it's going to continue for Food and Wine. Yeah. Hopefully we get some new interesting flavors then. What is there a flavor you would like to see there?
I don't know. That's something.
You know what I'd love to start Food and Wine with, and I would like to see this be a first half, second half because it's still super hot. In end of August and September is the mango, kind of like we had on the Magic on the Disney Magic. I think mango would be good. Banana. Ooh, I'd like to see them start that off.
Banana and like vanilla. That'd be
banana
fantastic.
And vanilla, or mango and vanilla. I think would be so good. My backup actually went to Kringla Cafe in the School Bread. For $4.29.
Yeah, I mean that's good. I just wish they could do it without coconut.
But the coconut flavor is so light.
Yeah, it's the strings.
I know it is, but
coconut.
I love this thing.
Yeah, well.
It's a big, delicious.
It is good.
This actually reminds me, except and they're better. There is Parlor Donuts that's near us now, based on its size, its flavors. It's it's so delicious, and I think $4.29 is still. I mean, we're ripping Disney off at that point, paying that little bit of money, right? What was your backup?
Probably just a popcorn refill for $2.25, and of course,
bring it up.
if they had, they need to bring it back. Somebody's going to listen to me at some point and say it.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be back. And then I'm going to say, see?
Yeah.
But it's the sour cream and chive.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like, I really want to ask somebody and go, please tell me why. Was it too hard to make? I don't see how it would.
I don't see why they wouldn't bring this back.
But any popcorn is still great. I do love it. But that's where I was like, it's hard for a snack wise. I mean, I started to do anything at a festival, but then I'm like, well, let me just stick to the regular EPCOT diet. Well,
in what they could even do is bring back these flavors at parks. And even if you want to say, what is a refill? $2.50 on a popcorn bucket? $2.25, right? $2.25 on a refill.
I believe it used to be like
$1.50.
Yeah, not very
$1,
far.
$1.50, right?
Long ago.
Okay, make it $3.25 for a refill on a specialty flavored popcorn.
Absolutely. Don't,
right?
You know what? Don't even make me pay, like, I'd freaking pay $10 or something for it to put enough in a bucket. Probably.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying is they could.
Yep.
I just, and again, Disney knows why they're doing everything, but I would also like to believe this isn't coming up in a lot of meetings, right? Like, so
it should.
So if we can get this, maybe we start a petition or something. We start one of those online petitions to get people to bring back. We can just say bring back flavored popcorns. They used to have the cheddar. Didn't they have a buffalo, I think, there at one time?
I don't remember.
Maybe. I know they had
but
cheese
they have the maple
like,
one. Everybody will say they'll have the maple one. I don't want that
one.
I want the sour cream and chive.
Just, but when they're, again, if this could show up somewhere in a board meeting.
It was only ever at EPCOT, correct?
Yeah, that I know of.
There unfortunately was not anywhere else in the parks.
Yeah. And I wish they'd bring that back. I think that let's go buy at least one share of Disney stock. Then we are shareholders.
Okay.
And then maybe we can get into one of the town hall meetings or one of the quarterly meetings. Okay. And when they say, does anybody have a question for Bob Iger? That's the one we throw at them. And that'll get it on their radar. And that's what will finally bring it back.
They do have it in Magic Kingdom, but they only have like 3 different kinds because it's a base for when you make your
in the Main Street confectionery there in the back with that popcorn shop. But most all of those are sweet.
I think it's caramel. No, I think there's a butter. I think there's a cheddar.
They have a cheddar popcorn that you can add stuff to, but I don't know that they're going to have the chive.
No, they don't.
So, but even that'd be a great idea. Is maybe
like a savory and sweet or something. I don't know.
I mean, I'll tell you what. Here's what I'll do. I will purchase a few of the popcorn toppers that we have. Like we've got some in the thing. They're the seasoning for popcorn, right?
Oh.
Why don't I I'll take them to EPCOT. I'll give them to the cast member and just say, look.
Do you think?
Here's an idea.
You think
just
that's
give
how
people
they make
this
them?
option. That's all they would have to do. You don't even have to have barrels and bins full of the flavored popcorn the way that they used to. Do your buttered popcorn and you can add a topping. They do it at a lot of movies now. You can add a topping that you want. Or even, whoever makes those, there's literally some in our pantry. The white cheddar one's delicious. Like Pop Secret, whoever it is that is making these, you get a little relationship with Disney and you offer packets of this.
Don't they have like at Disney Springs, the churros that you can get like
all different
500 different flavors?
Yep. Do it with popcorn.
Yeah.
And you could, we got Costco had these individual mango packaged mango, like you would get any sort of package for your kids' lunch, right? Like shelf stable, pantry stable, whatever mango. And each one came with a little teeny packet of tahini.
Yeah, I remember that.
Girls don't like it, so we've got the bunch of the packets. I used it in that corn I made the other day. You could even offer these as an add-on for like 50 cents. You get a packet of that and you do it yourself. Or again, it's a great marketing tool for somebody making these flavors. They just give you a packet with your thing. So we just did all the work for you, Disney. All right. We're moving on to quick service. Where and what are you eating when it comes to quick service? Heads, go ahead and take mine
thank
first.
God, because I only put one.
Yeah, go ahead and take mine. I put it first, but I know you were going to pick it. Is Yorkshire
because there
fish
is.
and chips.
That's why I was like, there's nothing there. I was looking and I was like, there's no. And then I was like, is even Tutti Gusto considered a quick service?
I'd say no.
Okay. Well, so I'm going to Yorkshire, which is the fish and chips for $13.49. Yeah. So they're fantastic. They're great. You can take them into before 3. You can take them into Rose and Crown and sit at a table and hang out and just chill because it is hot. Yes, they have the seating outside, but it's hot. You can go in there, and I believe 3 is when they start pretty much like kicking people out because they have to serve dinner. So, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my number 1 pick. And to be honest, if it had been Tails, I was going to go with my number 2 because I knew that was your number 1. I didn't want to steal it.
Sneaking.
No, I wasn't. Okay. I really wasn't. I had that thought before you got home and made your list. And I put it first, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to go with my second pick because...
What is your second pick?
So my second pick is to go to Connections and get the General Tso's salad.
Okay. I forgot about that.
$12.29.
That is a quick service place.
Yes, it is. And it's outstanding.
Yeah.
You forget about it because we haven't eaten there since a week after it opened.
Correct.
Right? Burgers are really great. Their Liege waffle for dessert is outstanding. Their General Tso's salad is absolutely amazing. It comes with little slices of mandarin orange. It's got edamame in there. It's got crunchy wontons. It's got this General Tso's fried chicken on top of it. It is incredible. Like that was what I had when we went the first time. Alicia Stella, who is well known in the social media universe, like is the spokesperson for this salad. And I don't blame her because it is the absolute freaking best.
Nice.
I think I actually would say I think it's better than the fish and chips. I actually would pick it over the fish and chips.
Okay.
Because you can get fish and chips at lots of places,
but not
in
like
general.
Okay. I have never had a fish and chip anywhere better than
these are the best ones I've ever had.
Ever.
I agree.
I mean, even when you made them, they were so close.
Yeah.
Like I would say that yours was the second best. Like I've never had anything better than Yorkshire.
I agree, and we've gone to some.
So I would still pick it because I'd be like, you know what? I think I want some greasy.
There's a place
fish.
Not far down the road from us that does fish and chips, an Irish pub that's right down at the end of the highway here. That we'll have to go to on Donovan's. We'll have to try and check out sometime.
Okay.
And try some fish and chips there. But I agree. Like we've been to some places down in St. Augustine. Meehan's in St. Augustine. If you have a chance, go there if you're visiting
but don't get
St.
that.
Augustine. No, there's better things than the fish and chips there.
The shepherd's pie is better than that.
Yeah, it is. But again, that's a legit fish and chips, and I still think Yorkshire does it better. Now, Yorkshire switched though. I do not like it as much now as I liked it.
They're
as
bigger
of
fish.
Old. It's one giant fillet, and that's how it used to be at Rose and Crown when you sat down for dining.
Which
now they're doing the exact same thing.
Right, which I liked the Yorkshire better,
too smaller
because they were too smaller.
Agreed. Yeah.
So when I did have them, they were great. It was great. It just my brain starts to take over, and the fish in the middle was a little like.
It becomes
squishy.
A lot, honestly. Well,
it was weird. I don't know. I think because the crunch and the softness, and it just was just. I lost all the crunch, and then the softness. Just my brain was like, nope, it's raw.
Yeah.
I don't know. My brain I couldn't do it.
No, I'm with you. The fish to breading ratio changed significantly when they went from 2 smaller pieces to 1 giant piece. And so I do think it was better in the past, but it's still outstanding.
I don't know. I don't know why they're doing it.
On there. Whew.
I don't know if it's for, I don't know what reasoning, but
I'm shocked that it was 2 separate.
I'm just like, just cut them in half or something. Like, I don't care.
Yeah. I'm surprised that it was ever done differently.
I am too.
You know what I mean? I mean, really, I know they don't share a kitchen. Yorkshire has their own, and they're frying them up right there, and you can watch them.
Yeah.
But still, if you are still mass producing something in a sense that's in a restaurant and what's basically a connecting quick service, it seems like they would have been the same all along. But all right, we're going to move on to table service. This one was hard for my backup. The initial one was pretty easy for me. There's no way we're going to be the same, but it's heads, so you get to go first. But I can guarantee that our first pick was not the same.
No, I picked Garden Grill.
You picked Garden Grill? Really?
Yeah, because you can do breakfast or dinner.
Yeah.
No, I picked breakfast. Like, I just picked Garden Grill for a table service because we have eaten breakfast and dinner.
Yeah.
It is a family style, so they bring everything to your table, so it is a fixed price. Your breakfast runs for adults $47. I'm not saying kids because I didn't look it up because I'm talking about what we would do.
You can usually knock about 10,
$10,
$15 off.
And then for dinner is $62. And again, all the food, it was fantastic. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's why I picked it. I did pick Le Cellier for my backup.
And the mushroom risotto?
And so it's the filet mignon and the steak risotto, or steak and the risotto and mushroom risotto. That is $62 actually. So
that one plate
meal is as much as all you can eat. Yes,
that's
it is.
$62
yes,
there.
It is. Yep.
Wow.
Which is fine. I was just gonna say, if you don't want all you can eat, basically at Garden Grill, I would say go over to Le Cellier and have that. I'm actually very hungry. I have not eaten today. I don't know what we're going to do for dinner, but now I'm like, I don't know how to make risotto, but I'm like, I would love.
We have never tried
mushroom risotto. Oh my gosh.
Our good friend Steph has made it and told us it was amazing when she made it. But you got to watch it. You're constantly stirring. You're constantly watching. I know it'd be similar. You are fabulous at making grits, so I know you're not far off from that. So I'm sure you could kill it with some risotto. But yeah, I went for mine to Via Napoli in the prosciutto and melon pizza.
Oh yeah, you haven't had that in a hot minute.
I have not had it.
You need to go back and have it because what if it's not as good?
I bet it still is. So you can get an individual size for $26.
Oh wow, that's an individual size.
Yeah.
How many pieces?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know I think they cut those in 6. There might be 4. If I remember, it's a 10 to 12 inch pizza. But it's fabulous. You can go with a large if you want to share, or if you just want to eat more,
or if you just want to eat the whole thing to yourself.
If you want to eat that whole thing, that's going to cost you $42. Or you can go with that mezza style, which is like the giant rectangular one. That will feed it. They act like it feeds a lot more, but it's going to feed 4 to 6. And that's going to be $58. And I will say, if you are going to Via Napoli and everybody in your party can agree on pizza in the same style, that's the way to do it. Because when you go from a 26 individual size, you go a little bit more than double to move up to that gigantic feeds an army size. Like, remember, we did the pepperoni. Mm-hmm. There were several of us there that time when we were there with like Tony and Steve, and we got one of the big giant ones, and we finished it. Yeah. But I can see where they're saying it feeds like, I think 6 to 8 or so.
Right.
But that's the way to go. Like, that's a much better deal and bang for your buck than getting a $26 pizza on your own. Yeah. It's a lot. So my backup, I was going to go with Le Cellier, and I was going to go with the filet and the mushroom risotto. But instead I switched it up, and I'm going to go to Spice Road Table, and they've got small plates, appetizers for $10. I know you can get these at some of the festivals, the hummus fries.
Oh, yeah.
They're so stinking good.
I realized you could get them there.
And they're better.
They're
better
good.
in Spice Road Table than they are at the festivals.
Yeah.
What was your backup?
Le Cellier. We already talked about it. Because it was a $62.
Right. Yeah. That still blows my mind.
The same.
Yep. Yeah. You can do that, or you can do all you can eat. And while I would never, ever compare flank steak to the filet at Le Cellier, you still get a really delicious flank steak at Garden Grill. Yeah, but it has that chimichurri on it.
Yeah, and
breakfast.
It's fantastic.
Oh, it's so freaking good.
I mean,
if somebody else is paying, you're picking Le Cellier. Yeah. But again, more bang for your buck when you're planning your trip. Yeah. And you're planning the potential. Of course, it's character dining. Yeah. That you get at Garden Grill, so that's a huge benefit. Atmosphere wise, I mean, now the girls are older. I would take them to Le Cellier. But I'm thinking if our kids are still 4 and 6 or 4 and 5 and 7, whatever, I'm not taking them to Le Cellier with the atmosphere and all of that. I'm just not in the food and the menu. They're going to find something they love at Garden Grill. So I think Garden Grill becomes such a good, and the value is outstanding there. All right, next we're going to go shopping at EPCOT, and who's going first? It is going to be. There's a head on both of these. It's it's the astronaut lady. I can't read these things. I forget her name. Is it Krista McCullough?
I have no idea.
Her name? There was a school there's lots of schools named after her. I think Tina worked for them once up in Maryland. No, that was a different astronaut. Anyway, it was Tails. Even though it's a full, look, it's a person. I dropped it. All right. I'm going to go with Mitsukoshi. Did you pick that?
No.
Okay, in Japan. And I'm not shopping for anything specifically. I'm shopping in their snacks. Be careful for those. We don't want to almost kill Steve again. For anybody, check the allergens on any of these. If you did not listen to our trip review from Main Street 16 weekend, we picked up a Japanese snack mix here, and it contained a lot of shellfish and swimmy type ingredients in it, all in powder form.
Yeah.
When next time we go to Publix, I want to see if we can find like shrimp powder.
Okay, why? What are you going to do with it?
I have no idea. Make a snack mix.
Okay.
But there's all these incredible snacks. Like there's all these flavors of Kit Kats.
I wouldn't mind trying the mochi they have.
Yeah.
Because the only mochi I've
they have room
really
temp and cold.
Yes.
Right?
This is the cold.
Yeah. And from Publix in their, in their ice cream section. Yeah, just go in here. You could wander around this store forever. There are still some those pizza chips I actually really like.
Those were good.
That's not like anything crazy. We can go to Publix now and get barbecued rib chips. I still think taco chips they're just mind blowing to me. But yeah, there's all these cool snacks. Like I want to make it a point where every time we go to EPCOT now, we go in and pick a different snack.
Okay.
Like I want to start trying some of those Kit Kats flavors and and the mochi and all these different things. So that's what I went with. Where are you shopping?
Well, I picked Creation. So I mean,
anything specific? Pandora.
I said everything, but what's really cool is I was going to say, and it's everything from new stuff that just came out to all festival stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's Pandora in there. I mean, literally there's anything and everything. And my backup I did say, was, I think it's Gateway Gifts. I've found a few things there. I felt like
that?
It's up at the front, right? When you're coming in under Soarin', Spaceship Earth.
Is that what it's called under Spaceship Earth?
One of those.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell you the name if somebody offered me $1 million right now.
But anyways, if I'm wrong, somebody's obviously going to tell me I'm right, or right, whatever. But yeah, I think I found a few things in there, and if that's not the right name, then it's the one under right there.
There's one on each side. Yeah. I mean, Creations. I think Creations is the best Disney theme park gift shop. I'd put it over Emporium.
You would?
I would. 100% because I like the layout. I like the openness. It is no mouse gears. Nothing ever will be.
Yeah.
Mouse gears was the absolute best. But I like the way that it's sectioned out. I like the way that you can move around it in a circular fashion, as opposed to the Emporium is linear. Right? You start on one end. By the time you make it to the other end, you got to backtrack all the way if you want to get back to that where you started. You know what I mean?
Okay.
As opposed to Creations, which is a circular motion where you could actually walk around it. And if you're in the area that's doing Star Wars and Marvel type stuff on the one side, and you're like, oh, you know what? Maybe I do want to look at that Pandora thing again. Boom. You cut right across to it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you are in the Emporium, and you first walk in near the entrance, of Magic Kingdom, and all of a sudden you make it all the way to the end where they've got more like the T-shirts and they've got magic bands towards Casey's Corner. And then all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I did want something that I saw. You got to backtrack all the way through that entire length of the store.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So that's why I think Creations is amazing.
Okay.
My backup was Creations.
Okay.
And I just put festival merchandise because that's really going to be the spot where you can get every festival merchandise item that you want.
Yep.
It's going to include pass holder specialty items. That's where you're going to pick up your magnets. We got to get our Stitch magnet finally next weekend.
Yay.
I don't know. I'm surprised that, again, somebody at Disney wasn't like, I haven't seen the Steins yet. Let's just put one in the mail to them. Let's just send it off. So I love Creations. All right. We're going to move on to a show, which I don't think Rhonda is excited about this one.
No. And again, I told you it was hard.
This is Krista McCullough, whatever her name is again. So I get to go, and I'm picking Turtle Talk.
Oh, that's considered a show. Okay.
Yeah, right? Wouldn't you think?
Oh, no, man.
I mean, you sit, you witness something in front of you.
Okay.
You're a part of the show if you want to be.
Okay.
There's nothing like Turtle Talk. I mean, I know Monsters, Inc. is like Turtle Talk, but
Yeah.
Turtle Talk's unbelievable. It's
Yeah.
another one of those where it's like, all right, get back to the basics. Let's do Turtle Talk again one of these times soon. Like, what are you making a face for?
I don't know.
It's so fun.
What if you're picked on?
They ask you to raise your hand. That's what's so great about it. Monsters Inc. does not give you, the option whether you want to participate in the show or not. Turtle Talk does. They'll say, raise your hand.
Okay.
And most of the time, they're going for a child. They're going to ask the child a question because those are going to be the funniest
All right, we'll see.
and the cutest, right? What did you go with your first show?
Beauty
I know
and
it
the
wasn't
Beast.
American Adventure.
No, I've never seen it.
I know.
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, because
sing-along?
we saw it and it
Yeah.
was super cute and it was super good. And
I know you really enjoyed and
yeah, of course.
the addition of the story and LeFou and the way that he fits in.
It was
throughout
weird,
the
but it
whole
was fine.
thing. Yeah. But you still enjoy the...
Oh, 100%. It's
updated-
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, of course.
It's
You don't
great.
love anything Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, and it's nice and cool in there, and it was just great.
Yeah. Kind of interesting that neither one of us picked Harmonious.
Yeah.
I didn't pick it as a backup.
No,
My
I
backup
didn't
was the
either.
American Adventure.
My backup is Journey of Water. It's like, I don't know what that is.
That'd be Attraction. I'd say that'd go more towards Attraction.
Okay.
Because you're not in a... I feel like a show, you're in a fixed position
Yeah.
in a seat. I got to get you an American Adventure. But it's got to be after
gonna
you've
take a
already
nap.
napped. No, it has to be after you've already napped for the day. I'm telling you, it will blow your mind.
Okay.
It is a modern marvel of audio animatronic technologies and storytelling. Like, really not much else at Disney. So I'm getting you in there sometime.
Okay.
I'll see if I'll try and trick you. Like, hey, we're going to go in and see they've got a new, I'll be like, hey, they've got a new, because sometimes they had the area where they would do like displays.
Yeah.
I'll have to find something that I think you would like. And then we'll take you in there. So that was my backup. And then finally, we're going to close it out with what would you ride? Just go ahead.
Why me?
I'm not even going to flip. I'm sure we both probably picked Cosmic for our first one.
Yes.
I'll let you have it. It's all
Okay.
yours.
Mm.
So you're going with
Thanks.
Cosmic.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
I'm
great,
like,
great
why?
ride.
I need to ask.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like before, I've said I really hope I get a good song, and then it's great. It's even better. But yeah, it's just so fun. It's super fun. It's nice and cold in there. It's
Oh my
always.
God, it's
I don't know
freezing in that
how they
queue.
do that, but it's amazing.
Imagine what that feels like right now. Like I'm excited
I
to
hope it's
experience that
good.
next weekend.
Yeah.
To be outside and then go into Cosmic Rewind, and it's going to feel like an ice box.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
Because when it does get hotter, it's harder for air conditioners to work.
Yeah, it can be.
So,
But I mean, Disney's got the extra money to run them, and they'd have a lot more if they took up our popcorn idea and
that's
charge
right.
a little extra.
I would.
$1 extra. Do you imagine how many
Like I said, even
they could
10
sell a year?
When I did say 10 was probably an exaggeration, but if
That
I
was
could
a lot,
fill
but I
up
would still do it.
for $5,
Yeah, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
heartbeat. That's double.
What's a popcorn bucket? $13 on first purchase, roughly.
little, yeah.
No, on the regular size ones, not the
Yep.
specialty ones,
Yep.
but on your regular.
And then
popcorn bucket,
$2.25 when you-
13, $2.25 for refills. Yeah, double it. Make it $5 for a specialty refill. We're gonna pay it every time. So
Absolutely.
Disney, right there, we can already just the Steins will afford you the extra air conditioning you need. I mean, Cosmic Rewind is still, for me personally, the best ride is my favorite ride. It's the best ride I've ever been on. You can say what you will about everything else, and you're correct in the ways that you might describe them. Like, I mean, Velocicoaster's freaking unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's the best roller coaster I've ever been on. It's not my favorite. Cosmic is.
Right.
Rise of Resistance is incredible, I think, but it's not my favorite like Cosmic is. I would still pick that over anything else. And I have a feeling, as much as I know I'm going to love Tiana's, Splash Mountain was one of my all-time favorite rides. You put in my favorite princess and princess movie in there, I'm going to love it regardless, but there's no way it has any chance of taking over Cosmic Rewind for me as my favorite.
Right.
So obviously that was my first. For my backup, I actually went with Soarin'.
Why?
I went on this basis. You take someone on Soarin' who has no idea what it is or what it's going to be, and I think they're going to absolutely love it and be blown away. Get the right seat.
Yeah.
But if you take somebody, and especially, you take somebody like Soarin', what's this? Be like, don't worry about it. I'm not going to you're going to enjoy it. And they come in and they kind of get the Patrick pre-flight show, and they kind of get an idea of what it is, but they don't really know until you're up there flying around the world over all these landmarks and stuff. I just, if that opened today, with new technologies and screens and systems and everything, it would be absolutely unbelievable. It's a little like Flight of Passage, obviously.
Right.
But I still think that it's something that holds up so well and that people love. You can have your battle between soaring around the world and soaring over California.
Right.
Which one you enjoy more, which one you think is better. But I don't know anybody that's ever gotten off soaring and been like, that stunk. It was stupid. Everybody enjoys soaring. You just do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, if you're afraid of heights, maybe not, but
maybe not.
You just, everybody loves soaring. So what was your backup? Frozen Ever After?
Well, I actually picked Living with the Land or Frozen.
Oh, okay.
Either one of those rides, I feel like, is pretty much one of the ones I would probably want to ride almost every time being at Epcot. The one thing, though, is depending on how long Frozen is, Living is always pretty short. So, and if it's long, then just get out of Epcot. It's too busy.
Yes. Yeah. If Living with the Land is over 15 minutes, then just get Genie Plus.
Yeah.
Honestly. But yeah, if I tell you, I don't think they're going to do it, but if Disney could go ahead and update the animatronics in Frozen and bring us what they have over at Fantasy Springs, instead of these face projections, I mean, it just takes it to such an entirely other level. I don't see them doing it unless they go through a major overhaul for some reason.
Right.
After it's been X number of years and they need to keep up and redo a lot of stuff on it. When we do, so here's how we're going to kind of lay out Tiana information, Tiana's Bayou Adventure information. So we'll do much like we did with Tron. If you remember, if we go back and we did the annual pass holder preview for Tron, we followed that up by doing an episode on ranking all the roller coasters between Disney World and Universal Orlando, and where Tron fell in, and we talked about it. We'll do the same thing for Tiana's after we hopefully ride it next weekend for the preview. We'll do a ranking rides episode on water rides, and we'll include both Disney World and Universal Orlando. We'll let you know where we feel Tiana's Bayou Adventure falls in there, and then we'll talk about the preview, and then we'll have additional information when we're actually there for opening day on another episode. So we'll kind of break it down that way to bring it to everyone. But I think these are fun. Do you like these once you've done your work, once you put your homework in, and you put your stuff down?
Sure.
And these are the ones
They're
like
fun.
we like to hear from y'all. So if you want to share your list on social or with us, we like to hear it because, we said this before, when you get in the mindset of having to make these selections yourself in a fixed amount of time, you tend to kind of go with your gut and your instinct.
Yeah.
But sometimes something comes around and you go, oh yeah. Like me, I forget Happily Ever After all the time when it comes up to talking about shows and entertainment. It just, for whatever reason, even though I love it more than anything, might be my favorite thing at Disney World.
Yeah.
Like it just, every time I don't think of it, because when we do these, we sit down and have a fixed amount of time. We haven't been sitting and thinking about this list for a week. Right. So we sit and we go, all right, we got about 10 minutes. We're going to go through these. We're going to look up some pricing or some descriptions, whatever we need to do. So for people that you get a little bit of time to maybe think about this, share your answers. We'd love to,
absolutely.
see them and hear them. So definitely make sure you do that. Also, you're going to want to join the Main Street Magic Facebook community if you have not already. We're now doing weekly live streams when we're around on Thursday evenings. We did our first last night. We're actually recording ahead of time on a Friday here. So that'll be available in the Main Street Magic community Facebook group. Also, we're going to move everything that was in Wonderland Crew. Our Patreon group is now going to move in for free, no longer behind any sort of paywall, into the Main Street Magic Facebook group and community. So definitely make sure you go out there and join. Of course, we would be super duper thankful if you can go ahead and subscribe. You get a brand new episode every Tuesday and Friday. We do have the Be Nice to Cast members, Tiana's version.
Yay.
We'll play on. Notice I did there, right? Like Taylor's version. She did all her songs and albums. That was so smart. So you can go out to, they are not on our main website yet. You can either go out to our TeePublic shop and purchase them there, or you can go to Etsy. It's etsy.com/shop/Main Street Shirts, and you can purchase them there. There are shirts, and there's a tank available there as well. So go check those out. And then, of course, it will make us very, very happy, and we'll give you all of our thanks if you can please go out and leave us a rating and review.
Because it helps our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.